Hello everyone, welcome back to our video channel. Together with our science partners, we are on a mission to make the world of work better. Today we're going to engage in some myth busting around a highly discussed topic, generational differences in the workplace. A generation is seen as a group of individuals who are at a similar age and therefore share similar experiences. We tend to make a lot of assumptions around generations in the workplace. For example, we tend to assume people from different generations have different kinds of work ethics or different values or organizational commitments or even expectations. Of course, we turn to science to validate some of these assumptions, and turns out a lot of the affirmations that we hear actually don't have a satisfactory theory behind them. The research that we have looked at, however, did show us some specific evidence around how generations do play out in the workplace. So I'm going to share with you 3 of them today. The first one is there are really no differences when it comes to work ethics between generations of baby boomers, Generation X, and millennials. So we looked at 105 different studies, and we have been able to validate that there is really no difference when it comes to generations and how they view their work ethic. So there is no difference in terms of how they manage their time, there is no difference in terms of how they put work at the center of their life, or how they relate their work efforts to the success that they have in the workplace. The second one is there is really very little evidence around generations and the job attitudes. So for example, we tend to assume that different people from different generational groups will have organizational commitments that are different, or job satisfaction that's different, or intent to stay that's different. But we have been able to validate that this is in fact not true. So there is very, very little difference when it comes to generations and the job attitudes. The third one is there is very weak, or almost none actually, correlation between age groups and the job attitude. So we looked at a mega study that was kind of looking over 800 different studies to actually show us that there is no correlation in terms of the age groups and how people think about the job attitudes. So there are 35 different job attitudes these research groups have looked at, and they haven't been able to find any good correlation. So let me try to be more specific. For example, there's a lot of theory or assumptions around the older generations, not necessarily liking the change in the workplace, not having a lot of motivation, or not wanting to work long hours. All of these job attitudes have been studied, again 35 of them altogether, and there has been very, very weak correlation. So the key is not to make any assumptions in terms of what people may or may not want inside of a particular job. So if you were to ask me, what do we do with this information? I would say, don't make any big assumptions. So just remind yourself that people in different stages of their lives have different wants and different needs. And as a result, if you are inside of an organization and wanting to understand what your employees want or need, you may actually think about going after a specific question and understanding what that is, and potentially surveying your employees to collect data and then try to identify sub-patterns that may lead you somewhere. But of course, if you do engage in data collection, we recommend that you take a science-based methodology. So you would want to think about a clear question, you would want to build a good survey, you probably want to think about the kind of questions that you're going to ask and write really good questions. You definitely want to test your survey, share your results, etc. In fact, if you're interested in any sort of data collection or surveying of your employees, there is a really good step-to-step guide on regarding work with Google. So you could go there, it's for free, you could download it. All in all, I'll say that just again, remind yourself there are really not a lot of differences when it comes to generations in the workplace. And remind yourself, we all want to be seen, heard, recognized, and valued for our contribution in the workplace. So when in doubt, treat others as you want to be treated, and don't make any assumptions. Thank you again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time.